Hello, my name is Jacob Winchester, and my audience members are Tabitha Lawrence,
here,
Buenaja Brown,
here,
and Jalen Trice.
Here.
And my specific purpose statement is to persuade my audience to curb pollution. All right. As you can see, anytime you go to any sort of lake, river, ocean, anything like that, and you look on the shoreline, you can usually find stuff like this. Just plastic trash strewed all out and around. If I was to walk over there right now, I could guarantee I could pick up at least 3 or 4 plastic bags off the ground. Pollution is becoming a major problem in our lifetime. In the last 40 years, it has really accelerated, and in my short lifetime, I have noticed a major increase in the amount of pollution I've seen just around in general. I've been fishing my entire life. From the time I was 3 to now, I continue to be out on the rivers, the oceans, and the lakes fishing as much as I can. And in that short time of fishing, I've noticed a major increase in pollution. And I've only noticed it for 20 years, so imagine somebody's been alive 60. We should all worry about pollution because if pollution is not curbed, there could be mass starvation, many endangered animals and fish could become extinct, or other animals that are not currently endangered could become endangered, and it would not be that hard for us to stop pollution. First off, if pollution is not curbed, starvation will become a major issue in the world. A lot of people gravitate towards areas of ocean land or riverbanks and lakes and stuff like that just because, one, soil is usually a little better around it, so it makes crops and stuff grow better, and for two, there's a steady source of food because of fish and stuff like that. In fact, research by Planet Health Progress writer Papu noted that nearly half the world's population lives within 50 miles of the coast. That's a lot of people that would be affected by pollution. If you think that 50% of the world's population's food has plastic in it and stuff like that, that's a major problem. Also, research done by the oceans found that in 2010, fish provided 2.9 billion people with almost 20% of their intake of annual protein. If we have to replace 20% of people's protein for 2.9 billion people, that's a lot of food we'll have to come up with. And I don't know if we're capable of things like that because we'd have to replace it with beef, pork, stuff like that. And where are we going to get the extra animals? Also, many types of fish and animals could become extinct. Study by Kilduff in Oceans Plastic Pollution showed endangered wildlife like Hawaiian monk seals and Pacific loggerhead turtles are among 300 species that eat and get caught in plastic litter. Anytime you throw stuff away like the 6-pack rings of plastic that come in, turtles can get caught in them, and this can cause them to grow funny or die. Also, anytime plastic bags and stuff like that float in the ocean, turtles see it and think that's a jellyfish and they bite it and it chokes and they die. All these kind of pollutions are killing off endangered animals that we really can't afford to lose more of. And it also, in fact, studies by World Wildlife Foundation's Living Blue Planet report shows that marine vertebrate populations have declined by 49% from 1970 to 2012. That's almost 50% in 42 years. If you think about it like that, in another 42 years, 100% of animal vertebrae in the oceans could be dead, or 43 years. Anyway, it's not good. That's our lifetimes. Almost 100% of the animal vertebrae in the ocean could die. That's something we definitely need to stop. Finally, stopping pollution isn't as hard as we think it is for people of our age or any age in general. National Geographic suggests little changes to our lives like reusable water, bottles, or recycling or reusable grocery bags could help. Things like instead of using 24-pack of Sam's water bottles, you could go out and buy you one Nike bottle and use it to drink and just refill it every day instead of throwing away all that extra plastic. Or the little the cloth bags from the grocery stores, instead of using 30 Walmart plastic bags and throwing them away, you just get a couple of these and carry your groceries with them. All these things would help, and also recycling these things would help as well. Anyone or anything can make a difference, as the writer of Inhabitat Singh writes when he tells of 19-year-old college student Boyan Slat. Boyan Slat is being credited with unveiling plans to create an ocean cleanup array. The ocean cleanup array that he is creating could remove up to 7,250,000 tons of pollution in the oceans in as little as 5 years. Of course, he'd have to get the funding and everything like this going before he can do it. But with this thing, how it works, it uses the ocean's currents to clean it. And the ocean has little sections in it that are called gyros, and this is where the water just circulates in a big circle, and that's where most of the trash in the ocean sits. It just sits and swirls, and all this plastic goes back and forth. The thing he is creating would just trap it all up and push it to the edges, and as it sits there, people could come by and just pick up the trash and let it go from there. And Boyan Slot is just a 19-year-old college kid like most of us, not all of us, but it just goes to show that anybody can change anything. He doesn't have a lot of money. He just came up with an idea, and he's getting it funded by people who want to help stop pollution. And now, because of that, he's going to remove almost all of the ocean's pollution and keep it clean in the future. As these points have illustrated, pollution has become and will continue to be a major problem if we don't stop it now. Issues such as mass food shortages and extinction can be stopped if we work together. All these things are bad, and it'd be a lot better if we didn't have them anymore. So with that being said, let's all work together to stop pollution before it's too late.